That will definitely happen.
It will happen.
No matter what. It doesn't matter how long the series goes. If it goes 5 hours, we will interview Wildcard.
I will be here.
That is a Suns fan guarantee, not me. I don't want to lie to Sammy Boy again.
Feel the wrath of Sammy Boy.
Hey, the man wanted an interview for his squad. It makes sense. They are up and coming. They got some new players that deserve some exposure. I get it. Makes sense.
So what do you think of these lineups? We got the Razor, position 1 for TSM FTX, and then CK. So not really traditional hard carries either way.
CK certainly is these days. It's definitely been trending a little bit the last couple weeks. Razor, totally agree. It's phased out of the meta a little bit, and it being played as a hard carry is less common. But against Mars, it makes a lot of sense. You steal his damage, and that not only makes it hard for him to right-click, but also nerfs his second skill, which is usually the one he used to last hit. So there's some upper hand stuff about it that you can abuse. But it was the last pick to lane against it, and things like Spear against Razor are definitely excellent. Even if you don't Spear to a tree, you still break his static link range in some cases, so that can be good. But I am excited to see the much talked about Nyx Assassin. Darkseer in this game will be kind of fun too. Decent against Chaos Knight certainly. And other than that, Nyx, will Nyx do well? Death Prophet being shifted to 5 is going to make it a little bit weaker, but it's always been very good at catching Ember Spirit. It's going to be quite good against Weaver as well, which is the 4 position. So maybe not the best Nyx game, but maybe he'll make good stuff happen.
And Wildcard Gaming coming into this series, I want to say they're 1-2, while TSM FTX are undefeated, much like Quincy Crew and EG. Of course, they have yet to face each other. That's kind of how it's worked for a millennia, it feels like, in NA. It's all about those top 3 and who will be the top 2 in the end.
Yeah, last season was pretty fun for that because EG did lose their series to Black and Yellow, and then Wildcard Gaming last season. Wildcard Gaming has definitely had a rougher start this time. Their first 2 series looked pretty mediocre or weak from them, but their previous series against 4Zoomers, they looked a lot better. So hopefully they bring that good energy into this match here, because they do have very good players. Certainly is a possibility that they could be TSM FTX, but TSM's also been very clean this entire season, so that aspect makes them certainly the upper hand, likely to win.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, obviously they won the, I guess you could call it, they won the NA DPC last season after the regional finals, and I don't think this is a team that's going to rest on their laurels, so to speak. They're not going to hold back at all. I think that if anything, they're going to be hungrier, because I'm sure they're disappointed that obviously that wasn't a major, technically, that they won, or they even went to in that case. And obviously sporting the new org, TSM, historic franchise, a lot to live up to. And so far they have delivered in every facet of the game thus far.
Except for the Dubai LAN.
Every facet.
Okay. Every DPC facet
that's fine.
Picked up.
In NA, they have delivered.
That's very true.
Of course, last season, we should mention, obviously, EG was not, they did not look good. You can just say that outright. They were very up and down. They had MSS. I mean, when MSS filled in, they actually looked pretty good.
They did, yeah.
But Nightfall was playing from overseas for the most part, so EG is definitely kind of a different beast now. That will be a very interesting matchup nonetheless when that time comes.
It's been kind of cool seeing Moon Meander trade hits with Sammy so far. They're basically just one-on-one-ing, but having Iron Shell on him actually does help offset a lot of the lane advantage that Death Prophet normally would just destroy with. Because Nyx has pretty low base damage. His movement speed's okay, his regen's okay, but his overall trading stuff usually is a lot worse than a typical 5 hero, which are usually valued for that. Death Prophet, very valued for that, but having Iron Shell really offsets it a bit here.
You see Moon Meander getting chased a bit by the Spirit Siphon.
Whoa.
Well, going for the Courier, but the Impale's going to be there.
That was close. Almost a mistake there.
He is actually very quick. Nice body blocks from Moon Meander, though. So nothing else will come of that. As mid lane, we can see Bryle taking pretty heavy damage from S, but not really posturing for a kill at the moment. 2 levels in that Dragon's Blood, so it'll be pretty difficult to take down.
Yeah, that'll help a lot, actually, because Sleight of Fist just does so much damage right now against enemy heroes. It doesn't... got a little bit of a buff there. It's better against creeps as well, so... Yeah, that extra armor will keep Ryle a little bit more tanky. You want a fast Gloves of Haste as well, so this is one way to outlast your opponent. He's already got a slight base damage advantage, but this is why a lot of pro players opt for Gloves of Haste first, because you're going to get more denies and more last hits, because you can mix them in together with higher attack speed. Dive top is looking okay at the moment.
Yeah, they have a full creep wave there with them as well. They already cut the previous wave, so getting pretty good farm is Saberlight. Of course, Eve can last hit pretty easily under the tower, and Sammy Boy, with that percentage-based damage and heal, can just sustain most of it.
Only downside is Saberlight's mana is quite low right now, so Iron Shell is not really that feasible at the moment. But the double null build is great for this to give Darkseer a mix of benefits. Divine Llama on the bot lane, though.
Yep, another right click might do it. Can Dubu get the vision? There's the Tango. Another right click after the fact. Absolutely. First blood goes the way of Dubu. And that's a good hero to get a first blood on, no doubt.
Yeah, it is. It feels so good. You get either a fast boots, or in this case, he's finishing Wand. He gets a raindrop and a Windlace, which it's going to put him basically at boot speed, and having the raindrop this early too means him dying to Mars is so much lower, and also extra mana regen to spam out his skills. He did place a ward to get that kill, but it's a perfect ward placement. He got Solar Bind as well, which is going to help him with the Razor. That way, if they do go for a kill, that overwhelming chase advantage the Solar Bind gives him will mean a ton of damage. So this is tough for Divine Llama without his support here.
Treads picked up by CK now. Sammy Boy continuing to get chased by the Ion Shelled Moon Meander, but here comes Eve. He gets off the Chaos Bolt with the Reality Rift, gets the crit again. And Moon Meander very happy with that death of his. That's an interesting reaction.
I missed it. What did he do?
He was just smiling. He was like looking at the mirror of, or looking at the webcam of Wildcard instead. He was just laughing. But that's the thing I love about Moon Meander now, because I can't speak for exactly how he was, but I heard stories like back in the day, maybe a little bit toxic as a teammate, but in the last couple of years, he's really turned the corner, been a very positive in nature. As Moon Meander going to show himself here onto Esk, but it's like Esk is going to be just fine. In fact, gets some rotation here from Alex. There's the Searing Chains onto 2. Ryle likely will be fine, though. Continue to get those right clicks off onto Esk. You can see the Dragon Tail actually connecting with the Illuminate, and Dubu gets the second kill of the game for himself.
That was cool. Dubu approaches, lowers the cooldown for Brawl, gets him that follow-up disable. But he was pretty covered anyways. I mean, he's got 3 points in Dragon Blood. This feels like a really good game to have a DK in the mid lane, because the rotating support is Weaver with minus armor, Chaos Knight does minus armor, Mars does physical damage. Like, it's a really good game to be overly tanky on your core, especially when you're in the mid lane like this and you get pressured. Side lane, whatever. People just don't gank him, but him being mid and having an okay survivability matchup against Ember Spirit, it just feels solid.
Sammy Boy, my goodness. There's the Surge as well. He's going to have to try to... Yeah, they're finally going to take out the Illusion, but that was heavy, heavy damage. You can see Saberlight, in terms of net worth, top 2 at the moment, and still over everybody on the opposing team. So having himself a great lane right now.
And Dubu rotates towards the top lane too. Tomato's lane is really one. I mean, he's level 6 here versus the level 4 on Mars, so should be safe for him to play here solo. So with Dubu rotating top now solves Saberlight's mana problems with Chakra Magic here.
And
more
Eve
mana for him.
Forced to go jungle for now. And we'll see if this tier 1 tower ends up getting pushed. I mean, the creeps are doing a good amount of damage to start things out. You can see the support duo for TSM in Wildcard's jungle, and Eve playing it a bit safe. Yeah, faked out the stun. There's the Reality Rift after the Spike Carapace is already dissipated. Nicely done from Wildcard. Pick off a second kill onto Moon Meander. There's the vacuum, though. And Saberlight Company will find another one, but it will cost them. So 2 for 1, Wildcard getting the better of that exchange.
Great fight for Eves. Walks forward. He got like 2 crits in a row. Nyx was just a little lucky. It's a 33% chance. But huge overall, I mean, damage, all about the Spike Carapace outplay there. That makes a big difference. Sammy Boy looking a little dead here.
Quite dead indeed. I mean, she is undead, I believe. Or is she a corpse or is she
I
undead?
am not a lore man. You have the wrong person. Did you take me for a lore man?
Can somebody tweet at Slacks and ask him what Death Prophet is exactly?
And then ask Slacks to DM us immediately afterwards. Thank you.
Is she a ghoul? Like, is there a difference between undead and ghoul? Is Divine Llama almost taken out with the plasma field? But the spear will save him, and Tomato back into the jungle he goes. As Alex is actually getting chased by an Iron Shell from Saberlight, but doesn't look like he's going to end up resulting in a kill here. Used his wall to try to find that. But still, his farm is kind of out of control right now. Illuminate connects onto 2. Eve trying to take out Moon Meander again. Still has... Oh my god, the vacuum actually screws up that combo a bit. And you can see the Swarm was still attached to him that entire time. Ends up dropping, but at least they get the Weaver, so 1 for 1.
little tough for Weaver, or for the Nyx here. He's very vulnerable to all this minus armor. He's like the one guy in the map that's struggling with it. Razor getting a little pressured here. Misses the slight. Tomato has spent a decent amount of time jungling. Like, he did win the lane against Divine Llama, but staying in the lane was probably too scary, because literally any hero rotation, especially a core, means he gets picked off. Instead, he opts to get 4 points of Plasma Field, rushes straight into Falcon Blade, and he's going to spend a lot of time jungling here, which is one way to utilize this without buying regen items.
Sammy Boy finds Moon Meander. There's the first arena of the game, and Moon Meander is going to take a tumble, but the RTB's coming in. Now that the big ultimate is down, and here comes the Plasma Kill connecting onto 2. Saberlight's in the area as well. Static Link didn't last that long, but they still find the kill onto Sammy Boy nonetheless, as Eve very low on HP, no ult to work with. Vacuum is there, and down he goes, so a 2 for nothing, really. As you can see, Bryle going to get that tower in the top lane, or in the mid lane, I should say, as well, while all this is happening. So it feels like, despite the good start from Wildcard, TSM is getting every trade that they want. Yeah,
they really are. It's a huge gold advantage so far. Tomato did great. That surge and rotation from Saberlight was perfect. He's almost got an Orchid already on Darkseer. Don't really see this guy attacking too fast. Terrible agility gain, but hey, Orchid into like normal punch later is actually going to be really good against heroes like CK. So
yeah, illusions of CK ain't too shabby.
Some of that crit.
I mean, what do you think of normal punch as a shard in general?
I used to not like it very much, but it's pretty popular right now. I've seen a lot of Darkseers buy it. Because, I mean, if you get like a blink, even saw somebody, I don't remember what player or team it was, but they went like something like double null into Blink Dagger with shard. They'd blink and punch a guy. You know, it's a pretty good amount of damage, and it gives them a gank opportunity. I think that's where it becomes really valuable. In this case, they want the Orchid more, because once you buy Orchid, you just easily kill Weaver every time you catch him. So something like Orchid into Blink or Orchid normal punch, like, he should be able to kill Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, Weaver obviously is to support Weaver, so he's not going to be able to itemize towards that necessarily.
And good against Ember as well, actually.
Yeah, Ember, I mean, it's probably too late to go for a Eul's, but I assume a BKB is going to have to be purchased at that point.
Yeah, almost for sure.
And obviously CK the same.
But outside of Orchid, it's a good disable in most other circumstances, because you're getting up to a 2.25 seconds stun, which is pretty solid, so not bad. Does max 300 damage. That's pretty insane. And it gives you an illusion that does like 90% damage, which at many stages of the game is pretty close to full, depending on what items you're buying. So Nyx is looking to set up bottom with his level 6 here. Can he catch Divine Llama?
Yep, there's the Orchid reveal. Vacuum to follow. Impale, Breathe Fire. Goodbye, Mr. Divine Llama. It looks like the Weaver's going to be next. Double kill for Saberlight, and TSM are starting to run away with this thing.
They are. They just absolutely collapsed on that safe lane there. Moon Meander took him a while to get 6, but now that he's got it, he's looking a lot stronger. And Saberlight's doing things like putting Ion Shell on Moon. Moon stands in a creep wave. Very happy to give Saberlight like an extra wave of experience.
Link Dragon Tail into the Orchid, and this is going to likely be yet another kill going the way of TSM. That is an extremely value one as well onto Esk.
Man, just Saberlight getting so much done. 5 kills now, 100 last hits on him. He got another creep wave bottom with Moon Meander, holding that Ion Shell, and the rotations continue. Moving back and forth, and he doesn't have to slow down because they also have a Coddle.
As see Dragon Tail again with the Ion Shell. It's going to force out a TP. There's the Mars Arena looking for the Spear, but he gets Orchided. Can't do anything about it.
Good sounds.
There's the Spirit Siphon and the Exorcism from Sammy Boy. But again, it's just a position 5 Death Prophet. Exorcism is doing a decent amount of damage. Here comes the Ember Spirit to follow, but you can see the Surge applied to Bryle. Looks like he's going to be just fine. Moon Meander. Looks like they have some vision of him here. There's the Sentry as well. So they will at least get something, but that is a lot of rotations and an ultimate used. A couple ultimates, in fact, just to find the support.
Yeah. It was a good attempt to escape. If he was able to go invis without vision, the bugs die instantly, and you will be safe. But they already have Sentry down, so they get that kill. But they're just doing a great job pressuring. Saberlight's Orchid so far has been really valuable. He's got a Blink Dagger queued up, which makes perfect sense. Now Ion Shell and Dragonite, this combo is great too. Like the Darkseer really brought their squad together in a strong way. Not only is he going to get Orchid at a good timing, he makes the lane better for Nyx. That like further makes him stronger too. Now Ion Shell on the Dragonite, who's going to blink in, giving him more damage. Everything just makes a lot of sense on their squad right now. It's pretty fun to watch.
See that they're smoked up now, so looking for... Oh, they actually get baited by the illusion. First good thing that happened to Wildcard in the past, I feel like, 10 minutes. It's just been all TSM this game. Despite the score being 10-6, which looks close, this is not remotely close right now. A 4K lead at 14 minutes is ginormous.
Yeah, all their lanes went really good in terms of last hitting. Eves has still done a great job getting net worth. He's 2-1 and 3 as well.
Oh, you saw the Orchid bot. Not going to be enough for the kill, though. A lot of damage done to Esk in the meantime, though. There's the Mars Arena. Going to miss the spear, though. Dragon Tail to follow. Trying to run away is Bryle, but he's brought back in with the Reality Rift and a huge kill for Wildcard. They're going to need a couple more of those to get back into this game. Yeah,
that helps. They had tried to kill the Ember in the bot lane. At the same time, they used Orchid on him with, looks like, Nyx Assassin. Nyx is spotted by the sentries. We'll see if they try to make a play. Yeah, Saberlight moved over to Orchid if needed, but that one's going to be too hard. Yeah, little pickoffs here and there will definitely make a big difference. Spirit Vessel will help as well. Alex is still pretty far away, about 1,000 gold. And the issue is that Tomato's also got BKB flying out too, so... Or I assume, yep, it's just started. Very good timing for the BKB. This is pretty standard itemization to be safe, and this is what he needs when he's got to play against Mars, against CK, even against Ember. It's going to allow him to just jump in the fight and target one hero, kill him right away, whether it's Mars, DP, or the CK.
And TSM, oh, BKB already picked up by Tomato, and I think that's going to be even more go time for them as they try to extend this lead. And he actually breaks the smoke himself to show himself mid, but the rest of the squad will be traversing towards the top lane.
Yeah. In some ways, it's a good way to do this. He's got BKB finished, so it seems like, oh, that's the guy that they would bring to the fight. But now it allows them to cross the map a bit. But they need, yep, that works.
They're going to find Alex, just a support kill, but maybe they'll transition this into the tower top as well.
Yep, Wildcard Gaming's drawing on the map. They want to go defend. Tomato pressuring out mid a little bit in the meantime. He wants to do this because he doesn't want them to be able to pressure mid tower for free while they slowly siege a tier 2. If he leaves right away, then CK commits his ulti to this in 15, and that tower pressure is more important right now when they're losing.
Dubu gets caught out. Spear will not connect again for Divine Llama. Silence to follow, though, but no follow-up damage, so Dubu just TP's. Oh, Searing Chase cancels, though. He'll walk away on his horse. Bryle pops that dragon form for good measure. So not able to get the caught, obviously not the longest ult cooldown in the arena, but Devi's having some issues with the spear this game.
It's a hard catch. I mean,
oh, Tomato. Okay, they forced out the BKB. That's pretty big for Wildcard, and perhaps once that Mars arena is back up, actually it's gonna align with the BKB timing anyway. It's a nice voice line, I have to say.
You like that one?
Yeah. I keep thinking I'm getting production in my ear. There's smoke gank. I'm like, I don't care. I can see on the screen. Oh, there's the Orchid. You can see the shard picked up by Bryle. So what looked like a potential good initiation for Wildcard Gaming, not going to happen. That's basically all of TSM waiting.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of damage. 4 points of Ion Shell plus 80 damage per second from Fireball. It's like almost 200 DPS. Easy ways to get kills at this stage of the game. And now he just needs to get the BKB. If we think about the Dragonite from 2 games ago, I think the major difference, I mean, winning the lanes helps, but he's had damage fallout from Caudal, and also having Ion Shell really makes a big difference too.
Yep, true.
Moon Meander set up so good top though, great vision.
Wildcard has no idea, no sentries in the vicinity. There's the Vendetta into the Impale, into Tomato getting a freebie for himself.
How do you feel about that static link there?
It felt good to get 3 damage.
It does help.
Oh boy.
Man.
Orchid back into the wall. Is this enough damage to take out Esk? No, he gets a Sleight of Fist and the Remnants, but doesn't look like Alex is going to be so lucky.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So, despite not getting the value kill, TSM still getting something. As Bryle will pop that Dragon Form to farm a little bit better.
They're just getting so much on the map. Eves, again, continues to be the most farmed hero. He's been doing this consistently in most of the games we watched, even when Wildcard Gaming is losing. But now they're going to sit behind Esk, anticipating this ganking, and that's what's so dangerous about it, is that it's not high resource here with Orchid. He's just basically ready to go all the time. And let's see if they go for it. They do have a ward. Yeah, they're not going to pressure him right now. Back to farm. Dubu sprints to the bot lane to push that one out successfully. You should have another TP scroll coming, but TP in 45. This isn't a good time for TSM to fight necessarily.
Bryle, still in dragon form. Gets off the dragon tail before the spear comes out, and there's the Orchid to prevent the follow-up, at least for now. It looks like Bryle's going to be just fine, so another blunder here for Wildcard Gaming. Not able to get like any clean initiations this game, it feels like.
Yeah, well, maybe a little bit too greedy from him. He was about to throw up, but yeah, good reaction there with the stun. And he also happened to have Dragon Knight ulti up, which helped because then he's got longer range. But they'll retreat from that one, back to the drawing board. Alex gets a little pressured mid lane, pops time lapse out of safety reasons. And Razor actually going to pivot from Ring of Health. He's going to go for an AC instead of Refresh Orb, which I think makes a lot of sense, actually. There's so much physical damage coming from Wildcard Gaming that it's a better plan for him just to get survivable than it is for him to have like double BKB, double ulti. Because if he's only got like 10 armor and Chaos Knight's cutting through it, who cares? Like, what's the benefit of having double ulti?
Yep, true.
So I think this is a smart pivot by Tomato that most players wouldn't make.
Quiet!
Last time he
They're smoking!
He was smoking last time. He's getting in their mind right now. Trying to get those OG upper hands.
What percentage of players do you think mute before the game starts?
At least 50%.
I think half players just mute the enemy team.
Yeah, you don't want to like, I mean, everybody, you know, everyone likes to joke that, oh, whatever, words on the internet don't hurt. They do. And you don't want it to affect your performance. Like,
right.
Especially if you're vulnerable to it.
But do you think half players recognize that they're... I feel like
No.
more than half would feel
Maybe.
like they could withstand it, no problem. The ego takes over, you know?
Some of them, maybe, yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Are you one of those ego players?
It doesn't affect me, so I guess. I literally don't care about voice lines at all.
Way less cool than it was supposed to.
I think it's because I'm dead inside more than anything.
Okay,
it's not
okay.
ego, it's just apathy.
Yeah,
General
that
apathy.
makes a lot more sense for sure.
Right, Llama initiated on, but Esk is in the area. Saberlight gets off the vacuum, the Orchid as well, and the normal punch. Divide Llama, goodbye.
That's cool. Pulls him towards him and then punches him in the kidney all the way back.
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
Very cool.
How much does that go for on the black market these days, Purge?
Ooh, a Mars kidney? That's a god kidney, dude.
That's right.
That's going to
Very
keep
tough
you.
to find.
You'll never need dialysis with that baby.
Alex, normal punched and brought down. TSM extending their lead as Tomato doesn't feel comfortable to push alone, understandably.
Have you ever seen a Darkseer so good at ganking in your whole life?
That's great.
It's been like 20 years since I saw a Darkseer gank. He's just been doing it all game.
Yep. I mean, the reason I brought up the shard is because it's one of the more interesting designs, and at first it felt like a complete meme.
Mm-hmm.
But it actually is really cool, and it's not like one of those things you get every game either, so it's quite balanced. Very cool
you're
design.
still talking about normal punch, right?
Yeah, normal punch.
I do feel like I see it at least 50% of games. Like, it's actually pretty common. Because, I mean, that's classically, here's that gank again. He punches him.
Yeah. What does that say, actually?
Can
Can you read that?
Yeah, let me just, 1 second, let me just
Get
learn.
out your Google
Let me
Translate,
learn like
please.
2 languages to understand which one that is. And then I'm going to assume, I have no idea.
Is it a language? That's really the question.
You're right,
Oh,
it might just
like-
be a lie.
it's like Sammy Boy's dead. And TSM has great control over the map. They don't really have a very good Roshan team, or otherwise I think they would have taken that already. Perhaps
Yeah.
waiting for this tier 2 before going down that
That's a really good point. That's definitely one thing they're weak on. But here they go again.
Yep, normal punch. Into the kidney, as you said, into the Orchid, and no way to dispel that because of the lack of the
Pushes
BKB
him.
right now.
Pushes him back into the fire as well. It's so painful.
They have a lot of mobilize. What's the right word?
Repositioning tools.
Repositioning spells. Yeah, they're only missing Hook, really. I mean, we really need Pudge in this game.
Maybe not this one. Then TSM would not be winning. All right, and Razor
Probably.
was like, I'm winning so badly that I'm just going to finish my refresher.
After that whole
Yes.
speech. But how good of an idea that Assault is.
But,
There's the Orchid again, Moon Meander.
I mean, while CK is worrisome, he doesn't get Reality Rift Pierce spell immune until 20, and he's on a much better time. Like, once he gets Refresher and a Plate Mail, he's good. He's completely set, so. It will be fine.
Yeah, so the tier 2 tower still stands for now.
It's barely pressured.
But I believe once it is down, they will finally go for that coveted first Roshan. Saberlight's going to connect with the rest of his smoke team here. Bryle's ult already down, but that's not really going to dissuade
They
him.
get him a scan.
Got Tomato. All right, he gets pinned. Can they bring him down before the BKB comes out? Reality Rift with that ult Phantasm is more than enough. A huge kill for Wildcard, but it will again be a trade.
Sunsfan, why didn't he buy a playmail? He would have lived, maybe.
I mean, overconfidence.
I guess so. They do get the kill on the Ember in the meantime. Not terrible. Orchid catching them and punching.
Yep,
Dude, that's
normal
good.
punch again, and it's just too much for a support to handle when you just can't dispel.
It's like a cool reality rift. It's like he blinks close enough, like 400 units, orchids him, vacuums him into himself. So it's like he's got blink range plus vacuum range. It's actually really cool.
That's true.
And then he gets the follow-up punch stun after the vacuum.
It also costs 4,000 gold instead of what you consider to be reality rift.
Okay, yeah, but it stuns. He's basically getting like 2 long disables.
Definitely
it's
good.
really good
We're
for
gonna see
gank.
the wall, vacuum, orchid, punch.
He's basically TK ultied.
And CK not going to get out of this one. Sammy Boy tried to save him. Spirit Vessel's applied. And it looks like he's just going to tick out. Down he goes. A TP coming in is going to be canceled, not surprisingly. And okay, they're going to find yet another potential kill. They have the sentry in place. Alex still in the area. Looks like he gets out of range for now, though. And Shikuchi will be enough.
Did they see him on the creep wave? They did.
Oh.
Well,
Well, he's buying some space. This is
yeah, Saberlight really wanted. Was he gonna run out of mana or something? Like,
Has fallen.
all right, it was
and
a
he
good try.
puts down a ward. Very value here
And
for
he
Alex.
cuts the creep wave. Saberlight wants him though. If he gets the orchid, okay.
Oh,
He doesn't have
oh,
vacuum though. Needs a punch.
No, it's not happening. Alex is too fast. This is where you need to high five and tip while you're down 10k.
True.
Maybe it doesn't look that great.
For the record, Saberlight is completely frickin' owning though. Like he is legitimately owning. I like that as well. He scanned top to see if he was still being hunted to gamble whether or not he goes for the creep wave. If he dies there, it's gonna feel real bad. But yeah, Saberlight this is a master tier Darkseer. This guy knows how to play this hero and he is pressuring the frickin' map. Not just farming creep waves and buying teamfight items. He's like, I'm ganking. And it's really owned this game.
Radiant's turret.
Oh, there we're finally going to see the Orchid into the normal punch on that pesky Weaver. He gets the courier kill.
I want to play
Cost of
Darkseer
life.
so bad right now. What do I?
It does look fun.
This is the most fun it's ever looked in my whole life.
It is a very cool build. And he's working on a BKB now. Esk inside the pit, expecting TSM to perhaps come into the area. Oh, he's going to be caught
Holy
out
crap.
first, though. But there's the counter from Divide Llama. Gets a nice Mars Arena, but the BKB popped by Bryle. And this will likely not end well for Wildcard Gaming. They do get the Darkseer, though. A pretty big kill at this stage of the game. But again, it's seeming like it's going to cost them their entire team, potentially. Tomato has the BKB with that ult going. And Eve is just getting shredded. Trying to get to the high ground. Reality Rift's not going to be enough. And Sammy Boy did buy back into this fight. But he's not going to live much longer. And Alex gets off the swarm. That's a triple kill for Tomato. You see the spike carapace actually being enough to hold him in place. And eventually he actually gets a little bit of space. All right, he actually burns down to the fireball.
Nicely done.
They're going to get the outpost and maybe Roche.
And I got to stay in a winning position. Dragon Knight looks really strong. He's almost got Ags finished with his BKB. We'll watch that fight once again. Basically, the moment he sees Esk, he orchids him, gets the punch off. Roche is fighting. Great disables on Darkseer, which is going to produce his death with the nice silence follow-up. So that was a really good thing going for them on the TSM side. But in the meantime, Bryle's level 18, so he's got the big Ice Dragon. He's slowing these guys. It's affecting Eves. He's got Cleave, so he can kill the CK illusions. And he's just over-leveled, so his hero just looks effective here. Eves gets run down. He also had the Gropo, too. So lowering magic resistance, which helps make his damage higher. Gives him a little attack speed, more attack range. Dubu, the classic Dubu, I'm winning smile.
He's got quite a nice smile. No doubt about
He's
it.
3-0-16 right now. Dubu's playing excellent.
And TSM as a whole has looked excellent ever since. I mean, the squad Undying was always very good, but they were never better than second or third place during that time. But ever since TSM FTX picked them up, they've been going ham. As Tomato gets the BKB off in time, getting surrounded by the Phantasm illusions. He's just going to TP out, though.
That's a little bit of revisionist history, though, because they kept almost qualifying for majors, but they kept barely missing it. It was really close.
Well, they didn't miss that stun because it's a single target stun by Dragon Knight, Purge. As looks like Saberlight, almost brought down, gets the vacuum and the wall. He's still alive somehow, and Bryle just continues to have a rampage here. Not literally the definition of a rampage in the dictionary, Purge, in case you're wondering.
I was.
As Death Prophet's going to go down. So 3 for 1 in favor of TSM again. And it looks like they're not done quite yet. And this is a juicy-looking dragon. That's the Aghanim Scepter. And we'll see if they push or go for Roche or both.
I mean, this man's slowing by 60% movement and attack speed with X. Like, Dragon Knight looks so terrifying when he's ahead of you in net worth. Like, what do? You can't go on him. He's got 12 bonus armor. He's got 3k HP, and he's got extra magic resistance. And he had BKB. Like, he's going DPS items. This is like classic Dragon Knight carry from like 6 years ago. But that's what happens when you're winning.
Yeah, but you brought it up. The fact that they have damage to actually get kills early on with his initiation is one of the reasons that they're able to snowball. Of course, they won every lane as well. That helps.
Oh, he went Breathe Fire damage reduction too. It was a good game for it. Very good against CK like you talked about earlier. Most people don't get that talent. He also went Dragon Tail stun. He also went Elder Dragon form attack range. He's not about tanking. He's like utility DPS this game. It's fun to watch.
Trying to hunt Alex again. Very, very annoying Weaver. As the AC is now picked up as Bryle. There's the Dragon Tail, and yeah, goodbye.
Gives him the punch.
Punched into another realm entirely.
Yeah. He was being pretty obnoxious, so they're pretty happy to get that kill pick up this time. Oh,
KB pop by Tomato. Gets the static link off onto Divine Llama, who pops the BKB. That's not really going to stop him from doing damage to him.
ooh,
Does get some distance thanks to the spear, but here comes the big black dragon again, Mr. Bryle himself. They're going to focus on poor old Sammy Boy as Esk has the BKB TP. See if they find any additional kills. In the trees is Divine Llama.
Dire are scanning.
Doesn't
Ooh,
have a
they spot
TP
him.
at all, yeah, and they scan him, so they know he's in the area. As CK trying to farm up with his illusions.
yeah, Moon's being annoying here. Forces Eves to ulti. Bryle's just walking on cliffs, killing stuff, and they're going to do Roche. This
A 31, I mean, this shows how bad their team is for Roche.
It's, yeah,
31 minutes, and they're up by this much.
I mean, Razor's not a good hero for Roshing, ever. Does his ulti even work on him? I don't remember. If it does, it's not the worst. But other than that, your raw damage is not great unless you're stealing damage, and DK is not a damage monster either, so... It will be fine, though, here. They do finish it off. Aegis will go to Tomato, that makes sense. He's more likely to die than the Dragon Knight is. And Dubu's still pushing out the top lane. He's quite farmed too, approaching Mars net worth. Their map control is excellent. They're split pushing side lanes constantly. Nick's in a good position to get a setup here. His ultimate's almost off cooldown, or off duration, that is. Let's see if he gets spotted or if he repops. He's going to repop to be safe, probably.
Into the trees. Looks like they'll be fine. It's always really annoying to play against a Nyx Assassin, whether you're up or down. As an Ember Spirit, you can't pop Flame Guard basically at all. You can't get your shard because the Remnants do damage over time, so you just get stunned by Spike Carapace pretty much any time he wants. Is seeing the Orchid again, Vacuum, just to prevent that time lapse. Nice little kill there from TSM again.
Moon accidentally almost GG.
Did he?
He put the GG WP. You try to do a different chat wheel is what happened.
I see.
It's one of those nice moments where they should feel bad now because it sort of looks like shit talk. But I'm sure it's just a mistake. He probably just tried to do a different chat wheel.
Yeah, Moon Meander would never talk shit. Doesn't sound like him at all.
The context didn't make full sense there. I'm sure he would have flamed in a more creative way if he was going to.
Of course. He would have made a video about it.
Is that the move? Okay. Yeah.
That's the old Moon Meander. Maybe he's changed. Sammy Boy able to TP out, trying to extend a little. Oh, looks like Dubu will get picked off though.
His first death.
Wonder
if he's smiling now.
Probably. I mean,
like
they're pretty far ahead. I don't think he's too worried about much here.
And 19k net worth lead for TSM. They still have Aegis for another 3 minutes. We're going to see the Dragon Tail. Normal punch onto Mars instead of the CK who gets off the BKB. Double BKB, in fact. Now they're going to focus onto the Darkseer. It's got another big kill for Wildcard. 80 seconds of no Saberlight. As Sammy Boy getting chased. You can see Tomato has that double ult going right now. All they find is the support Death Prophet, though. So not a good fight here for TSM at all.
Yeah, not so good. He actually pressed refresher and didn't really use anything else, so all he got back basically was a BKB. Got
he didn't
Storm
actually
back,
get the second
but
ult.
yeah, it wasn't really worth pressing anything else at that point. It kind of felt like a committal of the fight, but the other guy that he latched to as a Weaver, he's going to just sprint away, so yeah, a little bit of a tough one there. Saberlight kind of does die quickly. That was his third death only. His base armor's quite high. It's 15. He's going for an Ags next. That'll give him HP for him and his allies. More Iron Shell charges, which will be nice, because then he can put it on Nyx and let Nyx go do stuff. But
we are not so different, my enemies and I. Except my brain is much larger.
yeah, you tell him. So still on the map a bit. Dragon Knight swaps out his Maelstrom for his Hyperstone. Makes sense. That's what he needs, attack speed more than small damage and AoE. So they're just trying to close off on enough heroes.
Aghanim Scepter now on Tomato, so his ult is going to absolutely shred. And once he gets, well, we'll see what he gets for the 25 talent. Oh, I forgot they changed this.
Yep.
That's right. So he already has the interval for the ult at 20. But yeah, once he gets that 25 talent, it's going to be really difficult to withstand. But Aegis, another minute 20, so he's not too scared. He's going to pop that ult, and you can see destroying these barracks at a very quick rate. Gets Reality Rifted though. There's the BKB. Gets the Static Link off onto Eve. Just going to use it to secure this mid-racks. Oh, but gets speared back into the fray, but doesn't connect onto the tower. In fact, will cost Mars his life instead. And we'll see if TSM focuses on the top racks next. They still have the Aegis again. Not too scared. The steering chain's going to be applied to Bryle. He's going to pop that BKB. Double buyback now from Wildcard Gaming. They're going to apply all their pressure now to the Razor. They will find him, I would think. That is just the Aegis. Wall comes out. Couple illusions spawn as a result. And the tower's going to go down. Divide Llama jumps in all by himself with that Mars Arena. Can't really get a spear off. Finally does. What the hell? That was a Reality Rift spear combo somehow? He went through the arena. Interesting interaction, but it will result in a huge kill onto Razor. So Tomato is down for the count.
Ooh.
And they'll find Moon Meander as well.
Eve's almost died, very low, 50 HP. Saberlight running for his life here. No spear for 5, so he gets away pretty easily, and that is going to be his Ag Scepter at least, so slightly more survivability, but him getting pulled back kind of made things tough for Razor.
How does that work normally? Just Reality Rift? Or is it because he was speared?
He got like speared and Reality Rift same time, then he got speared to... Okay, he got speared first to the wall, then the Reality Rift pulled him through is what happened.
Huh.
So, in some ways a negative because he wasn't taking punch damage from the Mars ulti, but ultimately definitely worth it. And this is the scary thing about CK, is that the amount of physical damage you have is really overwhelming.
Yep.
So once he does commit to you, it's pretty straightforward for you to get picked off there.
That's a lot of water. Drink up, young man. As you see Orchid there, it's going to be a kill on Divide. Feels like Bryle is in dragon form 100% of the time.
It does feel like that, yeah. Picks up level 25 AoE Dragon Tail during Elder Dragon form.
Okay,
so
very nice.
That's a good one. 3.5 second disable when he blinks in. And he's got the Mjolnir finish too, which is perfect for the hero. Attack speed is what you need, a little bit more AoE, some damage reflection. So he pressures that in. That's going to force some reactions here. Trying to bait something. This is...
And it synergizes with Razor because it's Lightning Purge. It's Lightning. That's Bryle focusing on Sammy Boy. He's actually quite tanky despite dying so many times this game. Of course, it is a position 5. And he will die in the end as Esk attempting the BKB TP will be successful.
Not bad. That was a lot of damage.
As the tier 3 neutral or tier 4 neutrals start to drop. Yeah. Actually, they didn't even have all their tier 3s yet. That's shocking. Since TSM are quite far ahead, you'd think they'd be in the jungle.
They haven't though. They've been pushing side lanes a lot, and they've been ganking. Those are the two things. So I don't know. Jungling is definitely like a single target DPS thing in most cases, similar to being good at Roshan, to be honest. So
will they fear the smoke gank, or is it a fake out?
Smoke ganking with 3 heroes, definitely a possibility
They
here.
get that top racks, no problemo. Tomato. See the shard come to fruition here for the CK, so illusion spawns on the Chaos Bolt. There's the fortification. Mars is up in 12 seconds. This might be the last stand for Wildcard in this game number 1. It's Brile again in dragon form. Never ending. And it's now or never for Wildcard. Take out the wave, but can't quite take out the racks quite or at this stage. Might have to wait for the next wave. Oh, Saberlight gets a nice back wall into the normal punch, but the BKBs are popped en masse for Wildcard, and they're actually going to take out Saberlight extremely quickly. A nice turnaround here. Now, can they save Tomato is the question. Is the BKB off? Double static link as well. Stun from Brile comes out as well, and this is just way too much to withstand. They're going to have to buy back on everybody, it feels like. Question is, will TSM FTX drop out of this fight? Esk, that is a dieback. He died immediately. Ultra kill for Brile. And he's just kiting to a high degree right now. Not quite getting the rampage, but Tomato takes care of that. And even if Moon Meander goes down here, it's still all going to be worth. And he might even get out. Nope. So it cost them heavily. They are down basically 30K. But the Rax does survive technically.
All right. Yeah, gold change positive for TSM FTX with all those cores by now. Now they just need to wait till they respawn. They can potentially control next Roshan and then get 1 pick off any of those buyback heroes, and the game is more or less over. They tried to do this combo here. They actually messed up. BKB for Esk, split from Eves. That means Saberlight dies again without getting basically anything done. He gets a CK illusion, but that was about it. Great double stun here by Brile. Catches the Ember Spirit, and this is the cause of his first death. Helped clean up Eves as well. This, I mean, it just looked over at this point in the game to me, but with all those buybacks, they made it work. Esk jumps back and forth and back to get that Caudal kill at least. And then they just chased him with some AoE damage in the live game. It's
GG's
over.
call.
They
saw Brile was just in permanent dragon form. Like, okay,
yeah,
that's a bug, right?
They got a kill on the CK in the mid lane.
Oh, so it's the...
And that was the dieback. So they were like,
All right.
GG, we're done.